Finance Minister talking about PEN. I'm going to give you some information here, and Olusegun Okedeji will be doing some discussion on that, talking about PEN recovers, the PENCOM recovers 721.1 million naira from defaulting employers. We'll read up some information under that. The National Pension Commission, PENCOM, said it recovered 721.1 million naira from employers who failed to remit pensions contributions for their employees to respective pension fund administrators. According to the commission, the amount comprised 721.1 million naira principal contribution and 211 million penalty. That's what we have here. Then PENCOM added that the sum was recovered from 20 defaulting employers during the second quarter of 2022. It further stated that in its 2022 second quarter report that 7 defaulting employers have been recommended for appropriate legal action after all administrative steps taken to make them comply failed. Talking about the pension, definitely those are the people that they've worked, they've served the nation, and they retired, and for them to get the stipends, yes, it's still very much difficult, and some set of people will still sit on it, just that should I say is out of
I will first correct you. I wouldn't say it's stipend, because this is the money that are being deducted from their salary in intention that when they resign or at their retirement or their retire age, they'll be able to fall back to something.
But it's not up to, it's not much.
I know,
do you know it's not much?
But at least they were able to fall back to something that's still coming in to take care of them at that age, at that particular period. But it's unfortunate that the PENCOM, they were supposed, this issue has been in the business, has been in the exposure of a very long time. If you could also remember the issue with retirement of the police, Nigeria Police Force also has that issue too, where most of their pension has been allegedly used for another thing.
Seriously.
So it has always been occurring, and that's why at the end of the day you only hear pensioners going to the government to protest not payment of their pension, and some of them as old as they don't even have life in them anymore.
They don't have
energy inside anymore, so they have to start begging government for what belongs to them.
I don't know if you've experienced it. When you go to secretariat, you see them, they'll just gather, set of old people, and you definitely know that these people must be these pensioners. And I keep wondering, out of the little they are begging for, why will someone keep it to himself or herself?
Well, it's a kind of system that we have, but I believe the federal government should look into this and probably set up a committee to look and see how this PENCOM this money can be administered and managed properly, so that at the end of the day, people that are entitled to this money can go to the government and without any problem, with ease, they can get their money, because these are the people that have worked for the government for different companies for years, 25 years, 30 years. Some have worked for 50 years. At the end of the day, when they retire, they are entitled to this money to take care of themselves.
Steal their money.
And they have to be begging to go through stress.
Yeah, these people, they don't even have the capacity to do anything again. So that's the only thing they have, to just manage themselves, and is so disheartening that some set of people that are still in the service, they're still having their own share. I mean their salaries, and you still hold back that they own what they've gathered. Yes.
So federal government should look into this, investigate, and see where this is coming from. So
and do proper punishment.
This can be tips in the knob as soon as possible.
Okay.
And also not just to get every personnel, every factors, every person that is involved should be dealt with. It's the rot of law.
I think there's something that just came to my mind, that I think the procedure maybe gave room for something, things like this to happen. If the procedure is so transparent, you know that, okay, the way you process salaries every week and is being distributed to their bank accounts, it should just come that way. You have the information of everybody. So why is it taking, darky shade, like it's not clear to the extent that
some persons, what happened is that, to my knowledge, some persons, when they have this money in bulk, they take this money to go and invest it.
We shouldn't be. So not even with pension.
That's why you see some of them, they delay because they have invested this money. And those money, we hand them interest, hand them a lot of
that's
income.
Wickedness.
And so that's why they delay. So
especially to this set of old people, it's a wicked act to do such a thing. Okay, from there I'll be moving to another story. We have a government orders MTN Flutterwave to block access to Sokolon, other lending hubs. Internet service providers, payment system operators and telecommunications companies have been directed not to provide their services to Sokolon and other loan hubs under investigation. In a statement released last week, the Federal Competition and Consumers Protection Commission mentioned Flutterwave, OP, Paystack and Monify as some of the payment operators ordered to cease operations with the loan hubs. According to FCCPC Executive Vice Chairman, Chief Executive Officer Babatunde Irokera, MTN, Airtel, and other network providers, ISP, as well as PSOs, were also directed not to provide service to lending apps operating without regulatory license. If you come to if you just look into these issues, once you are online, you see updates, you see this, and I keep getting confused. Okay, you try to just check, okay, what's this about? You want to know a little about some things, you understand? But before you know it, you notice that not even every day, like is it every minute, new things start coming up, and I think it has contributed to a lot. Fraud. You see this, they will tell you put 10 naira, you get 15 naira within 24 hours. You feel like, wow, without doing anything. This is an opportunity for you to, you understand? Also, a lot of things are there. I really appreciate this. I'm giving kudos to our government that they are working on this, to look into what these people are doing, especially this online, that you can't even trace them to a particular location.
Yeah, the government has taken a good step regarding these online loan application, but some of them, when you say you want to borrow money from them, and they use a platform to get into your account because they have all your details, your BVN and everything. At the end of the day, you don't pay, they start deducting some money from your account. So, and some of them are not registered. And we have these days that we have technology, anybody can go online to design an app and tell you that they borrow you money. So you would think they are doing you good. They borrow you 10,000, but the amount they collect back from you more than 10,000 naira. So now that the government has come out to regulate that sector, I think it's a good development, so that we can know those that are registered with the government that can lend loans, so that people can be at peace without being fair, getting afraid of being duped by all these money lender, because they use that as a bait.
Yeah,
to lure people in. Oh, don't worry, we'll borrow you 10,000, we'll borrow you 5,000.
Yeah, but with a little interest. There's even another issue on that you just get this message. I don't know if you've experienced that before too. There was a time I just got a message that I stood in as a guarantor for someone, and I'm going to be they were going to publicize it that I'm a fraud. I'm into fraud and nobody should do business with me. I was like, wow.
I think that's where the government is coming, because it's also a stamp on the people's privacy, because you hear that a lot. Somebody will call you and say, do you know Mr. Mr. Shola? Yes, he's your friend. He uses as a guarantor.
Why?
I wasn't there when he was borrowing money from you. Did you call me when he was borrowing money from you? How come you want to use me as now the guarantor for him? I want to start disturbing my phone.
In short, I received one that to the extent that they were like, they have my details, my bank details, and they would start deducting. I was like, this is serious.
My advice to people is to be very careful. Whatever loan you want to get from others, make sure it is the one that is registered, the one that is under the government. Don't just pop up, because a lot of text messages you hear that okay, you are I think there's a way English they use, you are free to borrow, or you are qualified, you are qualified to borrow 100,000 naira, blah, blah, blah. So they use that as
there's a pop-up, a mistake if you just click on OK. That's why we shouldn't just click OK anyhow.
Be very careful with this.
Read it up before you do that. And I'll be talking about Emirates. To just wrap up this section, we have information that Emirates suspends flight to Nigeria over trapped revenue. They did that in order to reduce its losses from Nigeria. Emirates Airlines announced that it was suspending all its flights in and out of the country. The suspension by the flag carrier of the United Arab Emirates, which begins September 1st, 2022, that's next month, was made known by the company in a statement. The planned flight suspension in Nigeria is over the company's inability to access its $85 million revenue locked away by the Nigerian government. The airline is one of many foreign companies in the aviation sector that are unable to obtain or repatriate their foreign exchange of about $600 million due to the low forex reserve of the country, making it difficult for airlines to fund their operations. Talking about this, I think is going to really affect the country. Talking about business owners, people that have been using this medium for their businesses, and even the income we have as a nation from this airline. And what do you think about that too?
Regarding that, number one, we need to understand, and I like to establish this, that aviation industry at this moment are going through a whole lot. A whole lot globally. Since the time of the pandemic, aftermath the pandemic, there has been issue in the aviation industry, and that's why you see some of them are packing out, some of them are reducing their flights. So on top of it, now the federal government allegedly failed to release the trapped forex, the fund of these airlines to them. So this has led to them, so okay, if you're not going to release that money with all what you have done for you to release that money, if you're not going to release it, fine.
Could there be a cost for that?
But the different reaction, that's a mixed reaction regarding that, because some of them are saying that you say you want to pack up. What about those privilege that the federal government has been giving you as a foreign airline? Nobody, you are not talking about that. But now that the federal government is saying that having issue with you want to pack up. No, I'm not supporting anybody. I'm not supporting any party. But I'm just trying to lay down what is on ground, because according to some persons, says that the federal government has also given them some privilege. So it shouldn't be now that they say they want to pack up.
So how about the carrier issue, that they are unable to repatriate their funds, and why will government audit down? I think we got this during the week, last week. I think there should be a response from the other end, and it has just been quiet. So definitely, I don't want to judge.
I believe that the both party can come together and trash this out. Maybe, we're talking about $85 million.
Yes.
Maybe there's a way the reason why the federal government is allegedly not releasing the money, and how, if they come to round table to discuss, how are you going to pay? Maybe, we pay you quarterly, we pay you yearly, we pay you so money until we clean up and mob up the whole thing. I think we expect, because they said by September 1st, they're going to suspend. So let's see. Before then, I believe reaction will come out from that.
Okay, thank you so much, Olusegun KDG, for the information. That's been very, very helpful. And we'll be going now to Nigerian Stock Exchange Roundup. Don't go away. I'll be right back soon. welcome back. You're still on to Business Express from the stream of Soul 95.7 FM with Kemisola Williams, and now I'll be giving you updates. You know, the Nigerian Stock Exchange round up. I'll be reading that to you. The Nigerian Stock Exchange, what we have now is that investment into Nigerian stock market falls, unlike what we have last week, and as investors sell off shares in Japan Gold PZ. Over 823.005 million shares were traded in 17,482 deals worth 12.2 billion naira this week, against the 1.5 billion shares that exchange ends that's last week in 20,074 deals value at 13.5 billion naira. And from there I'll be talking about top performing sectors that we have in our Nigerian Stock Exchange previous week. The best performing sector of the week is financial services industry by measure of volume, as investors traded 561.6 million shares value at 5.5 billion naira, traded in 8,388 deals. ICT industry was next, with investors exchanging 91.8 million shares worth 1.4 billion naira in 1,532 deals, while consumers goods industry reported over 42.546 million shares worth 3.3 billion naira were traded in 2,639 deals. And from that too, we'll be moving away. Then I'll be diving into the top 3 equity. To wrap up the show this morning, the top 3 equities. Okay, by measure of volume, FMB Holdings PLC, eTransact International PLC, and United Bank for African PLC are the top 3 equities, contributing 39.30% and 20.61% to the total equity turnover volume and value respectively on the floor exchange of the FBN Holdings, eTransact, and UBA. The 3 companies recorded over 323.474 million shares worth 2.5 billion naira in 1,457 days this week. And that's the information we have for you. We have to just wrap up now. Join me next week. Don't forget to join me next week too on Business Express, where we'll be sharing our thoughts. We explain what is going on in the business world. You know, we gather information for previous week, we give you. Then this will really help you to know what to decide, what business you think you should do now that will be appropriate, then the system at which it moves, so you don't just feel like I have money, I just want to invest, and you just jump into it. Then what is the rules and regulation, the laws concerning your business? Are you sure you can follow it? You'll be able to just align with it, and you'll be able to continue with your business, not what you just do within few months and you feel like up I go, I'm unable, or maybe the tax is too much, the rate is too much, the conditions, all those kind of things. So you need to get more information on that, so that all these things will not contribute to the downfall of your business. Okay, have a lovely day. My name is Kemisola Williams. Bye.
This is my only favorite station.
Soul 95.7 FM.
The best songs on the radio.
Wow! I feel good.
Soul 95.7 FM.
So good. So good. I got you. Wow!
This is my only favorite station.
Soul 95.7 FM.
The best songs on the radio.
Wow! I feel good.